Welcome to day 7. You made it through the entire foundation week, and I want you to take a moment and just breathe. Seriously, take a deep breath with me because this week was intense. You pulled your credit report, you faced every single debt, you tracked where your money actually goes, you created a budget, you did work that most people avoid their entire lives. Today isn't about doing more, today is about pausing, reflecting, and celebrating how far you've actually come. Because if we don't acknowledge progress, we won't have the fuel to keep going. So grab your notebook, get comfortable, and let's reflect on this week together. Let's walk through what you actually did this week, not what you intended to do, but what you actually accomplished. On day 1, you set your home ownership intention out the gate. You identified the 3 pillars: financial, mental, as well as physical. You cleared that first small space. You just actually showed up for yourself. Day 2, you gathered every financial document in your home. You created your financial command center. You sorted your entire financial life into organized categories, and you faced what you had been avoiding. On day 3, you pulled all 3 of those credit reports. You learned how to read them. You identified errors and you started any disputes that was necessary. You learned what impacted your score and how to actually improve it. On day 4, you listed every single debt. You calculated your total debt and the DTI ratio. You chose a debt payoff strategy. You confronted the numbers with compassion, and on day 5, you tracked where every single dollar went for 30 days. You identified your spending leaks. You calculated potential savings. You got brutally honest about your needs versus your wants. We cannot forget about the work you did on day 6. You built a budget based on your real spending. You allocated money with intention. You built in both saving and living. You created a roadmap for your money. I want you to read that list again. That's what you did in 7 days. And that's not nothing, that's everything. Most people go years, decades without even doing this type of work, and you did it in a week. So take that in for a moment. Now I want you to identify those wins, not just the big ones, but the small ones too, because small wins, they matter just as much as the large ones. Look at the financial wins that you did. Did you cancel even one subscription that you weren't using? Did you find any errors on your credit report? Did you discover that you were in better shape than you feared? Did you pay off even a small debt? Did you transfer money to savings, even if it was just $20? Did you avoid an impulse purchase at the last retail shop? Did you pack lunch instead of buying it? Did you make a payment on time that you might have missed? Did you ask for a lower interest rate even if they said no? Did you set up automatic payments? Any of these counted as a win. Did you have any mental or emotional wins during this week? Did you open up mail that you have been avoiding? Did you log into an account that you've been scared to check? Did you have a hard conversation with yourself about your actual spending? Are you feeling relief from finally knowing those numbers? Have you experienced even a moment of hope about home ownership? Have you stopped avoiding your financial reality? Have you asked anyone for help or support? All of these are wins as well. How about any behavioral wins? Did you show up every day this week on the challenge? Did you complete tasks even when they were very uncomfortable? Did you stick with it when you wanted to quit? Have you created a system where chaos used to be? Had you built a new habit, even a small one? Do something completely different that you've been doing before. Every single one of these action counts. Now, I want you to write down at least 3 wins from this week. They can be huge or tiny, it doesn't matter. Just write 3 things that you're actually proud of. Don't do it now. Don't wait. Good. Look at those wins. Those are the proof that you can change. Those are the evidence that you're not stuck. Those are the foundation for everything that comes next. This week probably brought up some big emotions, and I want us to talk about them because if we don't process these feelings, they'll sabotage us on our progress. Some common emotional responses to whenever you start looking at finances include the area of shame. You might feel embarrassed about how much debt that you have, how little you've saved, or how you've been spending your money in the past. And I don't want you to stay there because shame keeps you stuck. It doesn't motivate you to change, it paralyzes you. And your past financial decisions, they don't define your worth. You're human. You did the best that you could with what you had at the time. What to do if you're struggling in the area of shame? I want you to acknowledge it, then release it. Say it out loud. I made decisions in the past, but I'm making different decisions now. Another emotion that some people experience is anxiety. You might feel overwhelmed by how much work is ahead, how far you are from your goal, how many things need to change. Anxiety comes from trying to solve everything all at once. You're not supposed to fix your entire financial life in just 1 week. You're building foundations one day at a time instead of staying stuck there. Come back to today. Focus on the next small step, not the entire staircase. What about being angry? You might be angry at yourself for past mistakes, angry at circumstances that you put yourself in debt, or you're angry that this work is absolutely necessary. Anger can be a fuel if you channel it correctly, so don't let it turn into self attack. Use it towards action. Let it power your discipline and your commitment in the process. Fear is an emotion that a lot of people experience. You might have a fear that you'll fail, that home ownership is impossible, that you'll mess this all up. You feel like you messed it up before. What's different from now? Fear is a sign that you care deeply about this goal. It means that it matters. But fear shouldn't be the decision maker. Go ahead, acknowledge it. I'm scared, but I'm going to do this thing anyways. In the area of grief, some of you guys might be experiencing that. You might have grief that the money that you wasted, the time that was lost, the opportunities that you missed. Grief is valid. Let yourself feel it, but don't live there. It's okay if you feel it, acknowledge it, and then you choose forward motion. I love the area of hope because you might actually feel hope maybe for the first time in a while, and this is possible. I can do this. Hold on to this, protect it, feed it with action, let it guide you, pair it with realistic action sticks. Whatever you're feeling is valid, all of it. You don't have to feel positive and motivated 100% of the time. This work is hard, it's emotional, it's vulnerable, but you're doing it anyway, and that is what matters the most. Now, I want you to answer these reflection questions. Don't overthink them, just write what comes up. First one, what surprised you the most about this week? About your finances, about your spending, about your emotions, about yourself. Secondly, what was the hardest part? What did you resist the most? What brought up the most emotion? Third, I want you to, what felt like the biggest relief? What felt good or finally faced or organized? What did you learn about yourself, your patterns, your habits, your fears, your strengths? Next one, what's different now compared to 7 days ago in your space, in your mindset, in your knowledge, in your systems? Another question, what do you still feel confused or uncertain about? What needs more clarity or support? On a scale of 1 to 10, how committed are you to home ownership right now? Be honest. If it's not a 10, what would move it higher? I want you to take some time with these questions. Your answers is going to tell you a lot about where you are, what you need as you move forward in the challenge. All right, let's look ahead to the next week. We're going to go a little bit deeper into the mental pillar and money mindset for the challenge. This week's focus is going to be about understanding why you do what you do with money so you can change the patterns that have actually been holding you back. I want you to set 3 intentions for this next week as we move into it. Intention number 1 is your what is it that you're going to continue from week 1? Example, will you be continue tracking your spending daily? Intention number 2 is one thing that you're going to improve from week 1. Will you be more consistent with checking your budget? Intention number 3, one thing that you're curious about for week 2. I'm curious about what my money story is. I want you to write these down, put them where you're going to be able to see them. Today's action steps are lighter because you've earned the rest. Okay. Action step 1, write down at least 3 wins from this week. Step 2, answer the 7 reflection questions honestly. For action step number 3, I want you to process your emotions, journal it, talk to someone, or just sit with them. Step 4, set your 3 intentions for week 2. For 5, I want you to do something kind for yourself today. You've done some hard work and you deserve acknowledgement. For action step number 6, take week 1 a complete photo of your financial command center or your organized space. You'll want to kind of remember this milestone as we move through. Action step, get some rest tonight because week 2 starts tomorrow and it's going to be a powerful one. I need you to understand something. What you did this week is extraordinary. You didn't just organize some papers, you transformed your relationship with your financial reality. You stopped avoiding and you started facing and you began building. You have complete clarity now about where you stand financially. You have systems in place, you have a plan, you have momentum, and most importantly, you prove to yourself that you can actually do the hard things. Week 1 was about financial clarity and foundation. Week 2 is about understanding your mind and your emotions around money. And it all builds towards the goal that you set on day 1, home ownership. You're not just organizing your life, you're building your future. And I'm so proud of you for showing up every single day this week. I want you to rest well tonight, process everything that you've learned, and come back tomorrow ready to dive into your money stories. You're doing this, and I'm honored to be with you on this journey. That's it for day 7, you guys, of the Organize Your Ish Challenge. Remember, progress over perfection. Small steps done consistently, that's where we create the real change. And if you haven't already joined our Facebook community, Dream It, Affirm It, Own It, where we're walking through this journey together and we're keeping each other accountable. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, you guys, so you don't miss a single day of the challenge. I'll see you tomorrow. Same focus, same faith, same commitment. Bye now.